Welcome back to another video. Today we're in the Open Ultra League again, and we have a new team to showcase. Today we're going to be trying to showcase the Aurorus in Ultra League, paired with the Charizard and Tapu Fini in the back. Initial thoughts on this team here: you're just trying to win the lead, as the core in the back complement each other pretty well. It does look like our opponent ends up switching out. We throw a weather ball, and then we come in with our Tapu Fini. This should be a really good matchup for us here. They do go for the earthquake, which is the better move for them. Here we're gonna no shield, assuming this is a hydro cannon. Looks like it is the hydro cannon, and we are trying to get enough energy for 2 serves. So our opponent ends up letting it go, and they're probably going to bring back in their Gengar, which is exactly what happens. Luckily, we are able to get to another serve. That serve actually did a huge amount of damage. And then we're just going to come in with the Charizard here, because we know that Charizard with some energy is usually pretty good. So here, we're going to be throwing the Dragon Claw here. It's either going to get a shield or do some chip damage. If you can see, this Charizard is doing a lot of fast move pressure. So we just needed to throw a lot of this chip damage. We do get baited right there. It ends up being the Acid Spray. Then we decide to switch out into the Aurorus. They go for another Acid Spray, and now we just go for the Meteor Beam, which is going to be the more hard-hitting move, and it's going to be neutral at least. And then here we know that we were very close to another Dragon Claw, so we just needed to get this Tentacruel in range of a Dragon Claw. So GG's to our opponent right there. We wiggled our way out of that one. On to the next one here. So like I said, you generally want to try to just win the lead. Obviously, if you run into a fighter, you either just stay in and you just lose, or you can try to switch out. If it's a pure fighter, we do have 2 counters to the fighters, but if it's something like, I don't know, Obstagoon or something, that's a little bit more tricky. Okay, so here we're just going to throw the weather ball. The weather ball back at this Swampert is, I don't know, what is that, 15%, 20%? We're going to see if we can get to another one. We are not able to get to it. So this is another one of those situations where we soft lose, and then we just come in with our Tapu Fini, as we don't really want to come in with our Charizard against that Swampert. And then here, unfortunately for us, they had the Registeel, so that Tapu Fini couldn't really do much, so I had to switch out. Here we're going to go for the bait. Okay, we do get a shield, which is great. And now we just got to hope we don't get any of these debuffs. But we still don't know what's in the back here. Okay, it ends up being the Charizard, so this team here that our opponent has kind of counter us in the back. They did win the alignment, so this is so far going in their favor. We have to shield here to try to make something happen. We got to get this last shield. Okay, so this last shield goes down. We immediately go back into the Tapu Fini. We decide to allow it to throw the Blast Burner because we'd rather spend all this energy back towards this Reggie. We don't want to waste this energy at that Charizard because we can farm it down. So we're just trying to get to as many surfs as possible, because if we can somehow put this in range of 1 charge move of the Charizard, we have a chance to win. Our opponent is trying to farm us down, I guess, but they're not going to be able to. This Tapu Fini still has quite a bit of health. They have to go for the Focus Blast, so now it's just a race. Who can get to this charge move? And we actually get there on time. So GG's to our opponent right there, basically forcing our opponent to use the energy and kind of resetting their energy bank. And then it was just basically a race to that last charge move. Luckily for us, we had residual energy on that Charizard, and we were able to get to that Blast Burn. So the Tapu Fini actually did a lot of work there. Not only did it take down their opposing Charizard, but then it did enough damage to where our own Charizard could Blast Burn it. So here we do have another situation where we don't want to switch out. This is kind of a neutral matchup depending on what move we can get off. We're just going to go for the Meteor Beam here, assuming they're not going to shield. Okay, perfect. And now we get the attack boost, and then we're going to try to throw right before they get to a potential Dark Pulse. Do they end up shielding? They don't end up shooting. And then here, this is a situation where we decided to just switch out. Oh, nice catch. but they actually end up catching a Dragon Claw anyways. Okay, so now we're just going to keep throwing these Dragon Claws as much as possible. Here we have a decision to make. Do we think that they are running the Ancient Power? We have a... Okay, so we end up risking it. Okay, they end up throwing only Dragon Claw. We should be able to get to another Dragon Claw here. This Dragon Claw will either KO or do the Slash Shield. They actually just sacrifice the Giratina. And then we know that we can go in with either one. We can force out energy if we go in with the Aurorus, which is it's looking like what we do. Good job by my opponent on just farming down. We actually get a shield, which is really nice. Okay, so this Poliwrath knows the Scold and probably Ice Punch version. And with that in mind, we know that we don't have to shield any of this until later. Oh, we do get the debuff in the attack form, so this could potentially help them win this. Because at this point, they could just bait. Okay, there it is. There's the Ice Punch bait. And then here, because they're so low, I don't think we need to go for 2 Moonblast. We can just go for 2 Surfs at this point, just because of how low it is. Maybe if it was in the yellow, we would have gone for double Moonblast. But our opponent ends up double baiting, gets both of our last shields, and then let's see if this Surf is enough, and it is just enough. So even with the attack debuff, we were able to squeak that win out. So GG's to our opponent right there. We actually had just the right counter for them in the back. What did they end up having? Now the Poliwrath, Giratina, and Alolan Muk. So lucky for us, the Aurorus did come in clutch. Okay, so we got the Shadow Swampert versus Aurorus. Not the best situation, but we should be able to do some neutral damage back at this thing. We are able to tank 1 Hydro Cannon. Let's see if they go for the Hydro. They do go for the Hydro, which allows us to get to another Weather Ball. It does not KO, but it will put it low enough to have our Tapu Fini farm it down. And then we're just hoping the Tapu Fini Charizard core in the back here is going to help us win with some energy advantage. Here we thought that they would just go for the Earthquake. Ends up being a bait. Maybe they don't have the Earthquake. I don't know. But oh, this is very different. A Reggie Ice in Ultra League here. So this is also an unfortunate situation for us. It does know the Thunder, so we can't really switch out either, as they just would have to just go for Thunder. And this is not looking good for us right now. This is a surprising core breaker for us. And let's see which is allowed. No, we don't allow it to go through, but this is GG's. There's no way we can come back. They have 2 shields, and they can get to these Thunders quite quickly. And they have a Charizard in the back, so with 2 shields, this is over. I don't know if there's anything else we could have done. They had the Swampert Charizard core, and then they just happened to have a Regice in the back there. There's just you don't really see that a lot, so I'm just gonna chalk this one up just to like random RNG. Sometimes you just can't beat these teams, and this is just one of those situations. Especially if they have Charizard matching us in the back, and we basically soft lose the front. And there's just no way around it. So let's see if we can end off on a good note here. This is an interesting situation. This Haxorus is taking super effective damage, but is also running the counter, so it is also chunking away at this Aurorus. We know that they have Breaking Swipe and potentially Night Slash, so we let the first one go. We go for the Weather Ball here. This is probably going to get a shield. Okay, and then we're just going to switch out. Maybe we can use the Aurorus sometime in the back later. We actually end up allowing that Haxorus to leap with a charge move, so we have to keep that in mind. And then they know that they can just come in here with the Cresselia and tank all these moves. This is also a losing matchup for us, because these Grass Knots will be coming in pretty quickly. They had 2 Grass Knots before we could even get to another Moonblast. We do want to shield here just because we want this Cresselia low enough to potentially have something farm it down. Okay, perfect. And let's see if they allow us to farm it down. Okay, it looks like they're gonna throw a Grass Knot to take out this Tapu Fini. And now we're gonna come out with the Charizard. Charizard with some energy. Let's see if it can help us win this game here. Oh, this Haxorus left with the charge moves, like I said. Ends up being the Breaking Swipe. We have to tank it because we don't really know what's in the bag, to be honest. This is a Dragon Cresselia core right now. They are staying in, so we decide to shield that one. We still don't really know what's in the back here. We take it out. Oh, it ends up being the Giratina. this Giratina is going to be running the Dragon Breath. This Dragon Breath, unfortunately, is going to apply a lot of pressure for us. It just farmed down our Aurorus, and we just don't have enough energy for it. So GG's to our opponent right there. We have, oh, and a new Ancient Power. Check out this team. Let us know if you enjoyed it, and let us know if you can run it.